Hey up everyone, welcome to another video. First off, I'd like to say Merry Christmas to you and your families. I hope you're all having a fantastic time and enjoying your breaks from work and spending your time with your family. So here I am, it's early morning, got my bright night head torch. I'm just scanning this field and I'm making my way slowly but surely down to one of my wooded permissions. It's middle of winter. Hey up everyone, good morning. Bright and early this morning. It's a miserable day really. I can hear rain coming down outside Hyde now. Time we got 2 minutes past 7. Still dark out there. I'm not expecting it going light until, I don't know, 20 past 7. Maybe towards 7:30 because it rains. It's going to keep it darker longer. Sat in Hyde. I've got my bright night head torch up here. Give me a bit of light. Everything's set up. Got rifle loaded. Shooting windows have been opened up. Gen 2 Primo sticks here. I've got camcorder on tripod. It's just a case sitting it out really. I always like to arrive before first light. That way you can get into Hyde. You don't disturb woodland. I've been here about, I'd say, I've just sort of got things unpacked at about 10 to 7, so we sat in here about 15 minutes. Having a coffee, having a smoke. It's just a case of waiting now. Nice and comfy. Got my exec leather chair. Nice and dry in here. It's covered with a couple of tarps roof. You've seen this before. It's a 3/4 of a shed that I managed to salvage from a neighbour when he moved and this blew down at wind. So I'm all good. I'm out of wind, I'm out of rain. Just sit back, see if rain puts squirrels off, I don't know. I would have had plans to go elsewhere this morning. Probably target magpies or crows, but with rain, I've took the easy option really. I wanted to get out, like I do just about every weekend, weather dependent. So I'm in here, comfy like I say. So we'll just sit it out now, see what happens. I'll catch you in a bit. I had a little bit of weight on my hands this morning. The squirrels weren't that forthcoming. I don't know if they found another food source. It took a little bit of a while before the first one decided it wanted to venture to feed her. So I spotted that telltale movement. It's all about composing yourself now, getting yourself nice and comfy. Here it is, this one come directly down the tree, so being up in canopy. Switch over to 4K Pro and wait for it to settle into that feeding pattern. Lovely headshot, really pleased with that. Hardly any movement. That's how you want to start a session. Here it is in slow motion, just to show you its shot placement. Centred at skull. Smash through brain, straight through spinal cord. Travel down body. And it's good night for that Mr. Grey Squirrel. Always pleasing to get off to a good start. Just a little look through scope, just checking it out. What's its movement like? Does it require a follow-up shot? Remember, the aim is to do everything in a humane way. And occasionally, you do need a follow-up shot, so always be ready to administer that if you need to. It's amazing what you can see. You just sat there nice and quiet. All the wildlife's oblivious to your presence. I'm really enjoying this Hyde. So spacious, so comfy, and it's perfectly set up for an ambush session in woods. Now this next shot, it doesn't go to plan. But I'm going to show it because I want to show you how to correct your mistakes, and that'll come a little bit later in the video. So crows come down to investigate. Obviously it's squirrel being on deck, waiting for my opportunity. Take a shot. It's a clean pass through. Massively disappointed because that'd been a lovely bonus. Take a crow out of woodland. But the issue I had is I changed my reticle when I did 4K update to 510 version. I was enjoying that reticle, but then I've just come to the realisation that the black centre dot on certain backgrounds, and that crow in particular, I couldn't see the centre dot. So disappointing, but I'll leave that where it is. I do revisit that later in the video, and I'll show you how I made some adjustments a little bit later on in session. And I'll show corrective measures that I put in place to prevent it happening in future sessions. Well, I didn't have to wait too much longer. And I was just scanning around. I'm always look up in canopy. Now, squirrels spend a lot of time on woodland floor. Obviously, the climbers, they live in canopy as well, so it always pays off just to look up, see what's around. You never know, you might spot that first telltale sign of movement. It might get you in a state of readiness so you can get fixed on feeder. Particularly when you're filming like I do. You know, you want that early heads up to try and capture as much footage as you can. On this occasion though, it weren't a squirrel. A wood pigeon. So again, I'm struggling with dot, but you see I just went into that bit of light in canopy. Refocused in my mind where dot were, and readjusted. And I took that wood pigeon nice and cleanly. It does show on slow motion, but I go just to the left into that light, bring it back down onto target, and release my shot. I'm pleased with that, but it also confirmed that I'm still struggling with that black centre dot. Just keep that wood pigeon in crosshairs, adjusting my position from looking up to looking down to the woodland floor. I'm happy. A little bit of flapping about is common with an head shot, but it soon come to rest. Now my mind's racing at this point. I'm thinking, now that's second occasion where I've struggled to see that centre dot on my reticle. So it seems to be dark backgrounds, grey and black in particular. Really can't see it. I'm not too pleased if I'm being honest, because I were really enjoying that reticle. I like the style, I like the centre dot because it gives your eye something to focus on, which makes you more accurate in the long run. So I'm just running through my mind now. What can I do? And how can I change that? And as ever, I'm sat inside, scanning around. Something else has caught my eye. I go through my normal routine. Rifle on sticks, pull it into my shoulder, relax my hold. Start concentrating on my breathing, slowing it down. Nice clinical shot. No problem with crosshair this time. Quite a light background, brown background. And that shot was nice and true. So here's in slow motion. So you get yourself on aim. Relax like I said before. And gently squeeze that trigger. Follow through is vitally important. So keep looking down that scope and you'll see when I shoot, my crosshair stays roughly in the same place. That's because I apply follow through technique. Now you can practice that without a pellet in your rifle. You can just learn to mount your rifle, gently squeeze your trigger and keep looking down your scope with your shooting eye. And what that does is it trains your body and your mind really. So it's all about muscle memory. So you can practice that like I say, with no pelleting rifle, without firing a shot, and just get your body and your mind and your muscles to react like that every time. Follow through is something that a lot of people dismiss or don't think about, but it's one of the skills that'll make you a more accurate shooter. So here's a grey squirrel. And what I'm going to do in this next segment is I'm just going to show you a few varieties of squirrels. So squirrels are worldwide. They come in all forms. They're in a lot of regions, America, Canada, Europe. They come in all different colours, so black, a combination of grey and red. There's no denying, they're beautiful, quite cute little critters. But over here in UK, they are causing issues via squirrel pox to our red population. So they do need controlling. There's plenty of control groups or support groups for red squirrels, and there's control groups for grey squirrels. Now you can find them on more social media sites. There's one prominent one on Facebook called the Grey Matter. Have a look at that. I'm sure some of you will be familiar with it. It's run by some knowledgeable people. And they have regular campaigns where they're reaching out to local shooters and trying to coordinate a coordinated system of control all throughout UK. And in all honesty, every little helps. If we could all do a little bit in his own local area. So here's another one of our grey menaces. Again, caught early on camcorder. Straight onto the feeder. Footage will change to 4K. And there we go. A little jump from that one. Just shock at impact. A little bit of a death roll. And you can see it's game over for another grey squirrel. Now in part of UK where I'm from, there are no red squirrel populations. And it's because of these. However, I'll keep controlling them. So although I'm not having an indirect effect on red squirrel population, I am helping out the flora and fauna in a woodland. I'm preventing tree damage. I'm preventing little birds, fledglings, nestlings, eggs from being damaged during its springtime. And that has massive benefits for a woodland. Those little birds in turn become prey for sparrowhawks. Here it is. Let's go back to that shot that bugged me at the beginning of the session. So I'll run you through it again. So you have a look at crosshair. You can't see it. I thought I were in the right place. Looks like pellets gone straight through. Plucked a few neck feathers. And that crow's flown off to live another day. You cannot see that central dot. I'm thankful it was a clean miss. As I said before, I don't want to wound anything. If you look now, when I put that crosshair on that dark background, I can't see it. Go up into a grey background, a light grey that is, and I can see it perfectly fine, and that's why I've had no trouble with squirrels. Back onto bark at tree. Here we go, watch this. So I put crosshair on wood pigeon's head, then I move it off to the left into that gap between the branches, there you go. Back on, refocus my mind. And that's how we're able to take that shot in a clean manner. Again in slow motion. You can see, I can just about make it out on wood pigeon's head. But it's not ideal. To be accurate, you need a clear sight of your target. And that's not enabled me to do that. See shot placement, we're fine on that one. So it's a case of learning from your mistakes, really. So what I did, swapped over to same reticle, but I swapped colour from black to red. And that'll help against them dark backgrounds. So I changed reticle, And I took some practice shots at my spinning target on my feeder just to make sure there were no impact changes on my zero. I didn't think there would be, and there weren't. That's the beauty at 4K. So this is camcorder footage from the 2 squirrels. I'd forgot to include most of it in the early part of the video. Realised as I was editing and got towards the end, so I thought I'd include it in. Personally, I like to see this part. I like to see squirrels actually approach feed if you can catch them quick enough. You don't always have that opportunity. I think it gives you a different perspective on shooting. Obviously no crosshair because it is filmed on camcorder. Going to that feeding pattern. The rest is history. Here's second squirrel at session again. See this one with a little bit jittery. On and off that branch a few times. But the creature's a rabbit, and you know they're going to do the same thing. Here we go. Now it's going to sit there for a few seconds. We're just looking at moving. End of session. Fill feeder up again. 20 kg bag of mixed corn. It were about 3/4 empty. I've carried it a mile already. I'm definitely not carrying back what's left in that bag. So I'll scatter it around. Put some on tray at feeder. I'll scatter the rest on woodland floor. So here we go. That's feeder top back off. Same thing as last time really. Feeder's brimming. Put plenty on ledge. I've poured excess on floor. If I leave that bag of wheat in the hide, it's just going to encourage mice and rats in there, and we don't want that. So that's how it is. There used to be a pheasant hopper behind this holly bush. We're hoping it was still there, like a steel barrel. I was going to stick it in there, but it's not here anymore. Farmer must have removed it. So I'll leave it like that. Birds will finish that off. Still bring squirrels in like I've said before, so I'm content with that. Not a bad little session. Couple of squirrels, woody, nice hen pheasant. Really pleased with that. As ever, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas, and I'll catch you next video.